know it's on me. When you see him, know it's on me. When you see him, know that's on me.
Now, my question was, how do you meet more students? I know coming in as a freshman, it could be pretty scary and nerve-wracking. In my opinion, I would say that joining clubs and participating in school and class activities such as BOTC and homecoming will allow you to meet new people in your class, and joining clubs will also allow you to meet new people with the same interests and people in different grades.
Okay, so you've decided you want to start a club. Now the question is, how do you actually start one? First off, you need to find an advisor. So email your advisor, see if they're interested. Once they say they're interested in being the advisor for your club, send one of your club officers to a club training. We had 3 of those so far, the first 3 days of school. It's after school, I want to say 3 to 3:30, pretty short. Basically what happens is at the meeting, they tell you how to run a club virtually. After your club has been chartered, then your advisor can create a Google Classroom and a Google Meets for you. After it's been created by them, they can add you as a teacher so that you have access to be able to post flyers, post meeting minutes, stuff like that. This year, how we're doing our club drives is we're not actually making a club Google Drive. We're having Google Classroom so it's easier to access for everyone. That's it.
What are ways to be involved with your class? One of the easiest ways to be involved with your class is to follow their Instagram page. Each class has their own Instagram page, and you can find announcements and updates on things happening at school. Another way to be involved with your class is to go to class meetings. Each class will hold class meetings several times each year, and you can get info on what your class is doing at class meetings. The last way to be involved with your class is to participate in class events. The 2 biggest events that happen at Santa Clara are homecoming and BOTC. Both of these events really rely on class participation, and you can do so by attending your class's flower parties and BOTC practice. All information on this can again be found on the class Instagram page.
Okay, so the question is, what is the difference between ASB, class councils, and appointed? So here at Santa Clara High School, we have something called an Associated Student Body Government of Santa Clara High School, and that is basically our student council. Under the student council umbrella, we have 3 categories. That is the ASB board, that is the class councils, and the appointed positions. The ASB board consists of many different members such as the ASB president, ASB vice president, ASB secretary, entertainment commissioner, spirit commissioner, elections clerk, athletics commissioner, communications commissioner, school board rep. And these people basically kind of oversee the entire management of school events and school initiatives for the entire campus. They also kind of help lead the leadership class as well. Now, each class has their own class councils, and except for freshman class, each students in a particular class elect their own class councils. On class council, there are 5 positions, which are the president, VP, secretary, which is 1 position, spirit rep, and compub. They basically oversee all affairs of the class. That is like leading class events, leading class unity, such as during BUTC or homecoming. And then finally, the 3rd component is the appointed positions. These positions consist of event coordinators, community service reps, creative media, student service clerks, and technology representatives. And these people kind of serve as the executive arm for student council, and they help work in conjunction with both class councils and ASB board to help make events and initiatives a reality. Now, typically, elections and appointments happen in the April to May month range. Please don't hesitate to join our school Instagram page, okay? Thank you.
Will asking for extra help on a subject that I'm having trouble understanding make me considered not as advanced as my peers? The answer is no. You seeking extra help to understand something that you don't really understand just shows that you want to absorb the information, you want to succeed, you want to learn more. It shows that you're dedicated to doing well. Everybody learns at their own pace, and you shouldn't feel obligated to go at somebody else's. Yeah, seek extra help if you need it, and your teachers are there for you whenever you need.
If my classroom is too loud during announcements, where can I find them? Normally, announcements will be posted in the news section on School Loop after every day's announcements. However, during distance learning, we're going to make some changes. During distance learning, we will send out an infographic every Monday called the Weekly Announcements. This infographic will have all the information you need about clubs, student activities, and eventually, possibly even sports, depending on how circumstances go. These weekly announcements are going to be found on the news section of School Loop and should also be found in your teachers' Google Classrooms. Eventually, they should be in more places as well, but for now, definitely Google Classrooms and news section of School Loop. If you want to submit a request for these weekly announcements, you can go to the Student Council page on School Loop and click on the form. and follow all the instructions there.
So the question is, how can you manage your time with a larger workload and maybe sports? There are a few things to keep in mind, and the first thing is to be conscious about your own pace. Make room for delays, and this way it'll be easier whenever you're estimating how long your day is going to be. The next thing is to make group chats in every class if possible. If you ever are unsure about due dates or an assignment, or if you miss something during class, it's important to have a direct line to communicate with your peers and your teachers. The next thing is to try to get your homework done as soon as possible. It'll maximize your time and the content will be fresher in your head. And lastly, don't beat yourself up if you procrastinate. It's okay to take a break, especially with a big workload, and you'll be able to prioritize more as you go throughout the school year. So if you prioritize sleep, then so be it. That's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed.
I would have to say that my most memorable brewing event would have to be BOTC. When I first moved to Santa Clara, I heard about it when I took my tour of SCHS, but I never actually experienced it or even heard of a battle of the classes. Experiencing, actually sitting down and, practicing with all your fellow classmates, laughing, those bonding experiences. It's so incredible. It's unmatched. I didn't ever expect to have that much fun staying after school for hours, repping the same song, listening to the same song over and over again. Even now, I listen to the songs that I danced to my sophomore year of BOTC, and I'm I start dancing. I start trying to remember the dance, even though that dance is long gone. That was my most memorable experience of being in Bruin at Santa Clara. So.
Alright, so my question was, how do I make these next 4 years memorable and fun while keeping up good grades? Fun and grades are a balance in high school. You don't want to have too much fun, but you also don't want to overexert yourself by over-focusing on your homework. I have tips for both. For having good grades, I recommend just paying attention and staying awake in class. Sometimes that's a bit hard, especially with online learning, but also you want to establish a good relationship with your teachers, make some friends in your class, so if you're ever falling behind, you have people to go to. With having fun, make sure you're having good and safe fun. Some good examples are school events, sports games. You can also join a team or go to a club. There's some great ways to just meet new friends and have good memories in high school. And also high school itself, those next 4 years, you're bound to make memories. Prioritize your grades and trust that the good memories will come to you. Good luck, freshmen!